hope it works. And you hope it works. Yes, indeed. If it doesn't, you just burn it all down. Oh, there we go. Grrrrr. Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. That's right, Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods, and today, oh boy, you know what? A Bear got his gold medal in the Combat Olympics. Yes, indeed. Not really, not actually, but you know what? Everybody has been all up in a Twitter, up in a flutter. You know, everybody's got their little hashtags or flags or whatever. You know, the new thing that everybody's rallying around. Bear says, you know what? All this business, all this jibber jabber, not my monkey, not my circus. Crying out loud. But you know what? Everybody else, blah 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 blah. We try to find. I know there's a lot of negative stuff out there in the world. We actually try to bring some. Believe it or not, even when the cold heart of Bear here, try to bring a little bit of humor in there as well. We actually got this article here. Let me bring it up for you good people here. 1 second. We will one of these days do a professional show. It won't be today. Unfortunately, it won't be today, but one of these days we will do one. There's Bear. There's Bear. All right, this comes from, let's find out here. Let's find out together here, people. The Moscow Times. Yes, indeed, the Moscow. I hope, I hope YouTube will allow me to talk about the Moscow Times. Unfortunately, it was about a year ago or so. So this isn't any latest information on what's going on over there. But you know what? Kind of found it kind of interesting. Everybody says, you know, look how jingoistic and pro-military that the United States is. Well, I tell you what, all you got to do is look over at Russia, and you've got ballerinas at the combat range. You never know. So let's find out what's going on. Let's find out what the heck is going on here. All right, it says Russia's flagship Combat Olympics features a peculiar ballet performance on top of tanks. Oh my goodness. That's going to be hard to do. Video, especially if you're in like a theater. I mean, how do you get the tank in there? That's crazy. Videos from the International Army Games 2021. Oh, look at there. It's the Army Games. Oh, that's sweet. It showed two ballerinas in tutus and pointer shoes, pirouetting, abskinning, and playing, I hope I got that right, to Swan Lake in a pas de deux with uniformed servicemen. The male dancers, whom the media identified as a Belarusian tank crew, were in full uniform and were notably not wearing black tights. You couldn't put your war face on if you're wearing black tights out there. Good to see P-Money here. Nice as that. Hello, Bear. From our section in Canada that's experiencing one of the worst blizzards in years. Holy cow. Well, I hope you're okay up there, P-Buddy, and staying warm. Bear's gonna do what he can to at least keep you entertained here. At least for about an hour, so I can't do it all the time, for crying out loud. I gotta go foraging for food. Let's see. The tanks had Belarusian flags on the turret. Other battle tanks were seen kicking up dust while maneuvering in the background. The 7th Annual Army 2021 Military Technical Games is hosting showcases and demos of an array of new armed vehicles, weapon systems, aircraft, and more to be blown up in Ukraine. The expo at Patriot Park, a military theme park outside Moscow, is a key event for Russia, the world's second largest arms exporter and blower-upper of other people. The dancers' eyebrow-raising performances take place 2 years after the Central Russian Volunteer Military Service staged an eccentric International Women's Day photo shoot featuring armed and camouflaged servicemen posing alongside ballerinas inside an empty metro station. We'll get to that in a second. It also comes days after the 30th anniversary of the 1991 August coup, when Swan Lake was played on a loop on Soviet televisions, and the communist hardliners attempted to seize power from Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev, the guy with the really weird birthmark on his face. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, I had to check out the International Women's Day photo shoots. Let's take a view. That's good. That's good. Let's go to the top here. This was from 2019, so it's not completely up to date here, but that's all right. I can imagine somebody going through, Mirror Pool or something like that, busting open the door, a couple flash bangs go off, and then come in the ballerinas, pirouetting and dancing around. There we go. So very, very interesting there. So once again, when people say, Bear, I tell you what, that USA, it's very pro-jingoistic and pro-military. Take a look at Russia. So there you go. Some interesting poses there. Some interesting poses. The project dubbed "The Strength of Man is in the Tenderness and Love of a Woman." Oh yeah. There you go. Except for when you're pointing an AK at her. That's probably not showcasing your love there. There you go. And there you are. Some interesting, some interesting stuff there. You gotta do. Ooh la la. You gotta do something a little bit different when all the craziness is going on around the world. P Money says, when I think of the Russian military, I think of ballerinas. There you go. There you are. There you go. Pretty neat. I'm assuming that the much like the 20-year-old rations, that's probably how some of the Russian soldiers kind of keep their physique. Just basically not eating for months on end, much like a ballerina. There we go. There you go. Pretty cool. All right. Enough of that, people. We actually have some serious business here to get into here. I'm talking about very much Apple Store opening in Wuhan, teased with a wallpaper release. Well, it looks nothing like the Wu Flu ball. It needs a little bit more kind of the sort of crowns on there to make it a Wuhan appropriate. There we go. Apple is preparing to open. Why? An Apple store in Wuhan, China. Aren't they all closed up by now? Haven't they locked everybody up in their apartments over there in Shanghai? They're banging their pots, yelling at the drones over there, telling them to shut up and quit singing and quit thinking about freedom or anything like that. Why are they opening up? I mean, they've closed down the manufacturing plants for Apple there, but they're opening up an Apple store and our good friends in Wuhan, China. Yes, indeed. An update to Apple's retail pages for Apple Wuhan lists the store as upcoming. While there's no official launch date released yet, it could come at any moment. You never know. When something out of Wuhan can just go global, and you never know about it. Yes, indeed. And the changes to the listing indicate that the formal open for the store could happen within a month or two, or even weeks. The translated page, store page rather, invites the customer to the store, which features great rivers and lakes of creativity that let you wave as you go. Yes, indeed. It is customary for store openings. Apple has published a unique version of its logo for the store. The version representing Wuhan features an enormous number of spikes around a circular I'm sorry. Features swirling sections represented by flowing water, that are predominantly blue with orange, yellow, pink, and green highlights, much like the water flowing out to Wuhan. Apple also provided the graphic as a wallpaper for users to download. There you go. The store is located on the second floor, Block C, of the Wuhan International Plaza Shopping Center on Jifeng Avenue, Jingjiang District, in Wuhan, probably just maybe I don't know, probably a couple blocks away from the Wuhan Virological Institute. There, good people over there. Say hello to the bat lady. Hopefully, by the way, they could go across the street to the wet market and get your bat. Apple has kept details about the store under wraps, much like a face under wraps with a mask. But a filing by the Hubei Provincial Government Service Network on August 2021. I think we talked about that. At the time. Revealed the store's interior was reviewed and approved at that time. Well, I'm so glad the communists are reviewing and approving the store. The total store space was said to be 9,500 square feet, though it's unknown how much of that will be accessible to customers. Well, probably gonna keep people in certain quarantine areas so they don't, they don't spread any of their germs around there. Yes, indeed. The Wuhan store is previously anticipated to open in September of 2021 to coincide with the launch of the iPhone lucky number 13. I tell you, 13 is not a very lucky number over there in China. Neither is Wuhan. So there you go. There is the lovely water of the Wuhan River there coming out of China. Yes, indeed. Saw. All right. So we've actually got some. Let me get back to it here. One second here. Let me get to. We actually got some campaign updates. We've actually got some. So let's go ahead. Get right on into that. I didn't have any the last time, so thank goodness. I've got good old, let me find him here. Pardon me 1 second here. Where is it? There we go. Good old Aaron Lepresti to save Bear's bacon here, because I wasn't gonna know if he had any campaign updates. Let's see. P-Money says, Apple's thoughts, people locked in their homes, sell them computers. Yes, indeed. All right, let me take a drink here. There we go. Yes. All right, Dale Kuhn cover secret perk. Actually, he had another update as well, but it was just kind of talking about his channel over there. Hi everyone. Hey Aaron, it's finally here. Ooh. And the exclusive Dale Keown werewolf cover is now available for order. I have set up a secret perk, and you can add this cover to your existing order. Very cool. I actually like that. With savings on shipping if you would like. Very much. That would be approved. Also, the black and white. Actually, let me quit talking about it here, Bear, and get to it for crying out loud. There we go. Let me move this around here. Get to it here for crying out loud so people can see it. I tell you what, one of these days, we will do a professional show, but not today. Unfortunately, not today. Okay, so the black and white version of this art will be included in every edition of the book as a stretch goal. Very cool. Congratulations on getting over 100K. So you don't have to order this new cover version unless you want the piece in color. Actually, Bear kind of likes it in black and white, actually. Some of the details pop a little bit more in the black and white version there. The color is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't know who did the coloring, but the coloring's fine and everything, but probably other than maybe the blood there on the mouth, I probably would prefer the black and white version. It just kind of pops off a little bit. Kind of reminds Bear of some of the old, what was it, Universal movies. So it kind of reminds Bear of that. So I kind of like the black and white version. But yeah, whatever, either or. If you want the color, go right ahead. Also, for those of you keeping track, aren't we all? I am finishing up on page 75 right now, and I've added an extra page to the story. So now, including the stretch goals epilogue, you are getting a 79, holy cow, page graphic novel. As always, thank you. You're welcome. For backing and making this independent comic the project of the year. Yes, indeed. Well, I certainly hope so. Certainly hope so. So, pardon me here. So, yeah, definitely, you're already getting the black and white version, so, unless you just want an extra book or something like that, or just like, pardon me here. I just kind of like Dale Keown's work and want the extra cover or something like that. I really like how he is doing that, where you can go ahead and add it to your order, and you don't have to add a. It's not like you're going back and getting a sort of a separate book along with it. So then you're charged. Usually it's about $10 or so for the shipping. So you're gonna be saving a little bit of money that way. I wish more campaigns would do stuff like that, where maybe they have a cover come out or something like that from one of the artists. It's maybe after the either the initial rush of the campaign or after the campaign has went into in demand. Maybe I'll just go ahead and add that stuff on so people can get it if they really like. Or actually a really good one, kind of sort of what Uncle E was doing with what was it, the box that he was doing. So if you got the box, you basically got all of the covers. You may not even known which cover was going to come out, but hey, you already got it. You already paid for it. So maybe something along those lines, where it's like all the covers plus then some or something like that. I think that might be a good thing if you don't want to just add it on after the fact or something like that. But yeah, very cool. Always enjoy looking at Aaron Lopresti's not only artwork here, but just the progress that he has. It's been really good. He's been kind of keeping everybody informed with what's going on and everything. So very cool, very cool. I probably would say definitely one of it would be in the Combat Olympics of independent comics projects of the year. I would say that would be. I'd say that would be definitely up there for sure. All right, let's go ahead. Pardon me here. Let me find the thing with the thing, and you do the thing and the thing. Actually, there was another. There was another. Hold on, just 1 second, people. Pardon me here, because he did have another update here. Let me find it. Let me find it here. The t-shirts. The t-shirts. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna read this. I don't have it up here, people. But the Wraith of God and t-shirts update. He says. Hey everyone. Hey Aaron. Just a quick update to let you know that I've finished with the Wraith of God story. There you go. In the last 2 pages are in the capable hands of. Oh, I apologize. Gave at Etlab. So I'm assuming he did the colors on the cover there. I still have a 3-page stretch goal epilogue to draw, which I'm working on now. The entire book will be getting to the letter. Pardon me. Excuse me. They'll be getting to the letter sometime next week, and they're almost done. If you also want to get a Wraith of God t-shirt, today is oh, holy cow, when was this? This was today. So get it now before it's gone. Let's see. If you want to get the Wraith of God t-shirt, today is the last day to order one. He'll be shutting down the t-shirts Thursday by noon and sending them off to the printer. Okay. So, yeah, tonight, I guess. Thank you all for your continued support in this exciting campaign. So, there you go. So, if you want to go ahead, get the Dale Keown cover, you can get a shirt along with it. I think he had the extra large shirts there. So, you happen to be more rotund than tall. There you go. You can get the quadruple X t-shirt out there. There we go. All right, so that was Aaron Lopresti there. Let me get rid of this and do the thing with the thing, and then you do the thing, and then you do the thing, because we're talking about FATL or FATL, if you will. Kind of a campaign, kind of a little bit. I don't want to call it getting long in the tooth here, but yeah, it's a little bit past its delivery dates. So they're kind of catching up on some stuff here, but let's go ahead get to the update here. Oh, I apologize. Let's see. Peabody. Whenever Bear says taking a drink, I always wonder if he lowers his head down and starts using his tongue to drink. Yes, indeed. Well, luckily, Bear has figured out the use of a straw. So there you go. Actually, could do the straw. I'll take one now. There we go. A good segue there. Thank you, Peabody. All right. All right, this is from Clint Stoker out there. A lot of people know Clint as Sweetcast out there. He says he's got the April update. Charlie, is it Snoggins? I apologize, Charlie. Charlie has been working on the last few pages of FATL, or FATL, as well as making edits on the previous page. He sent these over to be adjusted. He sent over, pardon me. He sent over these adjusted rough layouts and a work in progress of one of our backers. Oh, that's cool. Oh, very cool. Let me bring that up here. Let me bring that up here. There we go. So apparently this is one of the backers. That's pretty cool. Very cool. Very cool. We continue to plug away. Thank you all, rather, for your support and for your patience, definitely. We have a really great story for you. Right now, there are very cool. There are approximately 4 pages left to complete. So there you go, and there is a sort of, I'm assuming side character there. What is it? Blake? Cock! What? Whatever. I'm not sure what's going on there, but there you go. A neat drawing from Charlie Snoggins. Pardon me, Charlie. There you go. Very cool. Very much looking forward to this. If you want, check out Bear's. I think this is probably one of the very first campaign reviews, rather, that Bear did. So if you want, go ahead. Not right now, of course, but check that out if you're interested in the Fatal or FATL campaign. Yes, indeed. All right, let me do the thing with the thing, and then you do the thing, because I actually got some other stuff here from Sweetcast, a.k.a. Clint Stoker out there. So let me do this. There we go. So he actually has very cool. This is a really interesting. Definitely would want to do a campaign review of this. This is kind of interesting. So Clint Stoker of apparently the Stoker. What was it? Bram Stoker family there. He is doing a Dracula story. So and it's actually finished. Very cool. And it is Clint Stoker's Dracula. Very, very cool. I'm pleased to announce the launch date for my next graphic novel. Hopefully we'll get Fatal pretty quickly before that. Clint Stoker's Dracula, launching on June 1st. Very cool, very cool. So let's take a look at the cover there. Hardcover is complete and ready to print an ode to the classic. So he's got a little sign up there. So you can check it out, and it looks like it is Stoker Delay. I'm assuming it is Donald Delay. I'm assuming. And, of course, Eric Weathers. Eric letters too much out there. Very cool. It looks very interesting. I think this would be kind of an interesting, I haven't really looked or seen too much of Donald DeLay's work. Still waiting on, never gonna get it, but cash grab. But yeah, it kind of looks like this might be an interesting, kind of an interesting art style for him, or an interesting book, I should say. So, very cool. I want to keep an eye out for that, especially with the sort of lineage there as well. So, very cool, very interesting book here. So, definitely keep an eye out. When did he say this was? June 1st. June 1st. So you got a little bit of time there before it launches. I'm sure we'll hear more about it as we get closer there. But there you go. Very cool. Dracula. Clint Stoker's Dracula, as it were. Yes, indeed. All right, let me do the thing with the thing, and then you do the thing, and then you find the thing, and then hopefully you don't go crazy doing it. There we go. Yes, indeed. All right, so we actually have. I completely forgot about it. Still need to check this out. From Von Klaus, it is what does he call this? Terror in the trenches. Yes, indeed. So he says, greeting fiends. Greeting fiends. We officially crushed it. Officially. He is in the Combat Olympics. Beating out Monster MD's 2-month earnings. The new art will help explain it. So let's go ahead and get right to it. Enough of this gibbering and jabbering. Let's go ahead and, let me get out of the way here. There we go. So some good art there. I'm trying to remember the artist name here. I'm trying to remember her name. I can't. I'm sorry. I don't recall this right off the top of Beer's enormous head here, but that's okay. That's all right. He continues on. We closed out Terror in the Trenches with, holy cow, listen to this, people, $65,196, raised by over 1,000 backers. Very cool. 1,070 to be exact. Thank you all. We had a blast doing it too on Michael Bancroft's channel. Check it out and give him a sub if you want. And also, he continues. Oh, pardon me here, P-Money. Let me finish this up, and I'll get to him in just a second. Second Chance on Monster MD, which Bear would tell everybody. Go check that out. I forget. Gosh, I need to remember, but quite a thick book, a definite thick book. Again, he could have split that book in half, and it would have been just fine. Instead, you've got this massive Monster MD book. So do go check that out if you haven't already. You can still get yourself, or a friend, or a fiend, either. Monster MD is an add-on through the Terror in Trenches campaign, although supplies are limited. Let's see, continues on. Colors are getting refined now as we close in on the final 20 or so pages of the book. We won't be in demand for long, so tell your friends or fiends. Terror is here for only so long. Thanks again, everyone. We couldn't have made Terror so successful. We couldn't have made Terror so successful without my amazing Monster MD fans' support. And he closes out, your fiend in comics, the monster. Very cool, very cool. So some great artwork there from whoever Vaughn had hired to do his artwork. I believe it is the same artist as Monster MD. So if you did get that book and did enjoy it, hopefully you'll enjoy this one as well. The terror in the trenches. Yes, indeed. All right, let me see. I apologize, people. Let's see. The biggest difference. Oh, we're going back to Aaron here. The biggest difference between Aaron doing color in black and white is when it's black and white. I think it's salvia coming out of the mouth, but in color, I can see it's blood. Actually, no, this was a Dale Keown. I believe you're talking about the. Let me find it here. This would be Dale Keown doing the cover here. So, yeah, that's kind of the only thing that it does kind of look like slobber. Yeah, either way, he's still hungry. So either way, but no, that is a different artist doing the cover there. So very cool. Let's see. Okay. Let's go to bouncing all around here. I tell you what. Let me find it here. Where is it? There we go. Let's see. Oh, wow. Clint stuff has always been hit or miss. With me with this Dracula thing, I'm really interested in. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? Everybody kind of starting out, is going to run into some kind of challenges along the way. And, the thing is did they learn from their mistakes or even just kind of roadblocks along the way? Did they learn from the sort of challenges there and kind of improve upon that? I think that would be the thing to look out for. So, yeah, definitely. Let's see, Bear got. I still need to check out Soundcat. There's so many books that Bear still needs to check out. Is This You is another one. I tell you what, it's going to be a busy week for Bear if he's going to be reading them all. But yeah, looking forward to FATL. And of course, just based on the I know he's talked about it a little bit on his channel. I don't watch too much of Sweetcast, but I think he's mentioned this a couple times. It's kind of interesting. So we've got the Clint Stoker's Dracula book, and then we've also got Nosferatu from Narwhal. So we actually have two Dracula books coming out. Very cool, very interesting. So that might be something for a head-to-head one of these days. Is putting up the two different Dracula books together. So that'd be kind of cool. Let's see. Sorry, I meant Delkio. That's all right. We fixed it. We fixed it indeed. All right. Let's see. Where was I? I was doing. What was the other thing that I was doing? Hold on. What was the? Let me. Pardon me, people here. Let me go back to the cover there. Gosh. Monster. Oh, that was everything. Well, I tell you what, people. You know what? Sometimes Bear, he just, it gets over his skis sometimes. Doesn't realize. He doesn't realize it. All right, so let's go ahead. Actually, we were talking about the other day. Let me bring it up here. We were talking about the other day. Basically, take your pick. Sony, Warner Brothers, Disney, whichever one you want. We are talking a little bit about that. Kind of how, uh, as a normal consumer, as just, a random fan X out there, how do you kind of go about, we kind of used the example of Batman the other day. How do you, let's just say you didn't like the Batman movie, or even the comic books, whatever. You didn't like that. How do you, other than just going on YouTube and saying, it stinks, I hate it so much, uh, other than giving them free publicity out of it, it's just kind of just the normal complaining. So how do you go beyond, okay, we have a complaint, what do we do? What do we do about it? So, excuse me. Going along with that sort of theme, I actually came up with, let me see if I can get it up here. Click off of that. The Combat Olympics. Yes. There we go. Okay, so this is from, it looks like a wiki site, but that's okay. It is, pardon me, a Warner Brothers Entertainment Wiki. There we go. So it has a list of assets owned by the brand new, they combined together here, Warner Brothers Discovery. So let's go ahead. You think you might know? You think you might know what is in Warner Brothers, their portfolio out there? Well, let's go ahead. And by the way, just kind of imagine yourself, okay? Imagine yourself out there, and you're the head of Warner Brothers Studios, or let's say you're the head of DC, okay? So you're the head of DC Comics and you want to make some changes and turn all those gay Supermans, back to straight or whatever the heck. You have your plan and you're gonna go execute it. Well, okay, just imagine yourself there at the corporate boardroom there, and you've got your heads from all your various departments around the table there. So let's go ahead and kind of put a name to some of those places there. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. So let's see. At the very top here, we've got Warner Brothers Picture Groups. That's your movies out there. Warner Brothers Television Group. So a lot of the television shows that you see that are produced by Warner Brothers. There you go. Home box office, so HBO. CNN, basically everything there. And the Warner Brothers Discovery Network. So Discovery Factual Networks, Discovery Lifestyle Brands, Discovery Entertainment, Kids, Young Adults, and Classics. Okay, so we got the Warner Brothers Discovery Sports, which includes Turner Sports, Euro Sports, and Discovery Golf, all exciting. Warner Brothers Discovery Global Streaming and Interactive Entertainment, which includes the Warner Brothers Game and Otter Media. There you go. No Bear Media, unfortunately. Warner Brothers Discovery International. It's Asia, Europe, America. Warner Brothers Discovery's Enterprises. There you go. Former subsidiaries, rather. So, I'm sorry. I'm reading, of course. That was just the index to it. So let's go ahead through it here. So Warner Brothers Pictures, you got DC Films, Warner Animation Groups, Warner Brothers Domestic Pictures, Warner Brothers International, New Line Cinema, Castle Rock, Flagship Entertainment, which apparently is with China, Spyglass Media Group. Okay. So now you're getting into the studios. So you got the Warner Brothers Museum in Burbank, Lewiston, Warner Brothers International Dubbing and Subtitling. So then you got your theaters, so Fandango movies, movie tickets, Rotten Tomatoes. By the way, Rotten Tomatoes is owned by this giant corporation. So if you go to Rotten Tomatoes and, hey, wow, it's got a lot of great reviews for the Batman. Well, they're owned by it. Fandango, Vidu, whatever. Turner Entertainment, and Wolper Organization. Okay, so that was just the movies. Warner Brothers Television Group. So you got Warner Brothers Television, LOA, Blue Ribbon Content. You got your unscripted productions. So all these a true crime daily, and a very good production. Very cool. You got your Warner Brothers domestic, Warner Brothers worldwide television, Warner Brothers international in Australia, Belgium, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Nordic, France, Spain, Portugal, blah 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 blah, and a number of other stuff. Let's see, in the Americas and the Deutschland, international, yada 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 yada. We'll just go ahead and skip through some of that stuff. But Lion Television, Little Dot Studios, yada 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 yada. Okay, and the CW, by the way. 50% with Paramount. Why are you? I don't know. Whatever. You need to sell that off. All right. HBO. So you see all the HBO stuff. Comedy Zone, Latino, blah, blah, blah. Cinemax. HBO Films, HBO Documentary. And we get to CNN Global. So it's CNN Business Espanol. News 18 with Network 18. CNN Turk. Apparently. CNN Chile. Of course, you got your HLN, CNN International, CNN Plus. Or some might say CNN minus. CNN Films. Okay. Warner Brothers Discovery Network. So these are all the networks. I think these were more or less with Discovery, but they're all together here. Motor Trend, Hot Rod, Four Wheeler, Discovery Studios, Discovery Channel, American Heroes Channel, Animal Planet, Investigation Discovery, Science Channel, and you got lifestyle brands, blah 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. A Food Network and the Cooking Channel. They got both. Oh, for crying out loud. I've been watching a lot of the Food Network, I tell you what, with Guy Ferrari out there. I don't know, a lot of that stuff, it looks like it's a kind of a sham. I tell you what, I mean, you think, oh, well, they're just picking the best shit. By the way, how do you, okay, so you're in like a challenge, with like 3 other chefs or whatever, and you're being judged by all the judges. Like, how is an audience member supposed to know? Like, you look at the food, it looks good, but I mean, there's no smell-o-vision, there's no taste-o-vision. So, how do you know that the food is good or bad, other than just by the way that it looks? HGTV, the Magnolia Network, the Oprah Winfrey Network, the TLC, the Travel Channel. For some reason, 90 Day Fiance isn't on there as a network, but that's right. TBS, TNT, True TV, Adult Swim, that's Toonami, William Street, Boomerang, Cartoon Network, Cartoonio, Turner Classic Movies, Warner Brothers Entertainment, the Turner Sports. All right, so let's go to it. AT&T Sports Network in Pittsburgh, the Rocky Mountain, the Southwest, the Roots Sports Northwest. Let's see, you got the Bleacher Report, the Major League Baseball Network, NBA TV, Eurosports Discovery Golf. Okay, let's see. Warner Brothers Discovery Global and Streaming Interactive Entertainment. CNN Minus, Discovery Plus, HBO Max 150, Stage 13 Interrupted. A joint venture with LeBron James. You need to just sell that immediately. Ellen Digital Ventures. A joint venture with Ellen DeGeneres. Need to sell that. So you got your Warner Brother Games, which includes Evelyn Studio, Monolith, Another Realm Studios, Pixel Chat, Portkey Games, Rocksteady Studios, TT Games, Warner Brothers, in Boston, Montreal, blah, 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 blah. Other media probably. Rooster Teeth, Fullscreen Inc., Gunpowder in Sky, Warner Brothers Discovery International, so it includes Animal Planet, Discovery, Discovery Science, Cartoon Network. We read some of these. These are all international stuff. Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there, people. This is a really big table. Really big table. We're getting there. We're getting there. Warner Brothers Discovery Enterprises. So that includes a worldwide television distribution, home media distribution with all these people here, advertising sales. Finally. Holy cow. Okay. So you are the head. You're just the head of DC Comics. You're underneath DC Entertainment. So you actually got the seat behind the guy at the table. So there you go. There's all your DC Comics, including Mad and the DC Universe Infinite. So I don't know how much farther this goes on. It goes on for quite a while. But there you go. We basically got, that's okay, former subsidy. So we basically got to the very bottom of this very, 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 very long list of stuff. So just picture yourself. You are the DC Comics president out there, and you're trying to get a word in with all all these people. I tell you what. So, they talk about synergy. And they talk about, how great it is that, you get this giant conglomerate here that, is in charge of DC Comics, and they can put all that money towards your Batman, your Superman, your Wonder Woman, etc., etc. out there. Well, not really, because you basically can hardly get a word in edgewise in between all these other people. Just imagine sitting around the table. So I tell you what, I mean, you're there with JTBC, I mean, and Pogo and Turner Japan and all these so Bears completing the thought here, and trying not to get too squirrely on it. Basically, essentially, splitting up. Let's just take a cleaver. I mean, Warner Brothers and Discovery probably shouldn't have been together anyways. It should have been something, a regulatory issue there that they shouldn't have went through all that stuff. It piles too much stuff into there. So I think a line to be drawn would be to say, hey, you know what? We need to have a little bit of a trust busting out there, reducing the monopolies there. Technically, we got what? Two major label comic companies out there with a couple minor stuff out there as well. I'm not counting Comicsgate or anything like that, but really, so it's really consolidated there, and they're able to use. They're not buying DC because of the great. There we go. They're not buying DC because of all the great artists out there or the great stories out there. They're buying it because of all the IP that they can use in any number of other stuff on HBO, Cinemax, Discovery Japan, whatever the heck, Deutschland. Who knows where they're going to be using it? But that's what they're going to be using it for. So if DC Comics was just DC Comics, and maybe just under DC Entertainment, if you maybe want to do a sort of movie or television or something like that along with it. Imagine that. So let's say if you had a complaint, if you took Bear's advice and got that Discovery stock for $24-25 or something like that, went to the corporate board meeting there where you can have a public question and answer period there. You can say, hey, we have these issues with either DC Comics or Batman or something like that, but you really it's a drop in the ocean there, where if you'd kind of split a number of these up and just had, let's say, just DC Entertainment, as it were, just its own little thing, even if they went completely woke and everything, number one, they would go out of business really quick and would have to sell all of that stuff off, all the IP stuff off. But they would also be closer to their audience, which would be vocal number one, and maybe they might decide a little bit kind of like the Sonic the Hedgehog movie that just came out. They heard the stuff from the first movie, decided, hey, you know what, let's go ahead and change a couple things, make it a little bit better, and sure enough, they made, what was it, like $60 million or something like that over the weekend. So, yeah, if you listen to your fans and change along with it, you're going to do great, but it'd probably be helpful if it was a little bit closer to kind of the people that not only that you're trying to entertain, but also essentially just get money from. So again, I think that would be a way of having some of these large media conglomerates taking them down to size, or at least just the very threat of taking them down to size might be helpful. That's kind of why Bear kind of took a little bit of time. I didn't want to talk too much about the sort of icky, gross stuff with Disney there, but I tell you what, it was like an atom bomb when that went off. Revoking Disney's special privileges. Kaboom! That was Hiroshima, then taking away, what was it, Steamboat Willie's copyright. I mean, that was Nagasaki right there. I mean, you had two massive nuclear explosions there. So hopefully Disney kind of takes some pointers from some of that and decides, hey, you know what? Maybe we should listen to some of those people and not the crazy woke audience out there that's just very niche. And hey, let's just say, hey, you wanna make it woke? Make it its own little subdivision off the side somewhere, and let them either make or break. So if they're really successful, you can turn around and say, hey, look at what genius I was. I was ahead of the woke mob there, and I figured it out, and we made a profit. And if you didn't, it completely crashed and burned. It's not going to take down the rest of your company with you. So that would be Bear's response there. So all right, I am completely missing the chat here. Pardon me. If P Money was at the head of the table at Warner Brothers, my main statement would be, do a better Superman. Do a better Superman movie. I would say both. Um, Bear would say, look at the IP that you've bought and quit trying to change it into something that it never was. So if you have just, let's say, the gay Superman, Bear kind of comes back to that because it's just so ridiculous there. You've had, I don't know, however many, 80, 90 years of Superman, Lois Lane, that sort of situation there. It might be a trope. Hey, maybe change out Lois Lane with another female of some kind or something like that. Juice it up a little bit, and that's cool. But no, understand that you're buying an IP and understand what to do with it. You wouldn't buy a Tesla and take it off-road mudding. Or conversely, you wouldn't buy a off-road mudding vehicle and try and take it into the narrow streets of Paris or something like that. It just doesn't fit. If you want to do something like that, if you want to make a gay superhero, go ahead and make gay superhero. Don't turn Superman gay or anything like that. And that's just kind of one example. Oh boy, you people can probably tell Bear millions and millions of examples, but that's kind of one. Again, I would say just kind of treat your IP as if you were the one that made it. Even though you bought it, just make sure. You wouldn't have Mickey Mouse shooting heroin or something like that. It just wouldn't be. It wouldn't be on brand. So quit taking it off brand. I think if you have that focus, the movie itself will fall into place. It's pretty easy to do that once you have the basic background behind it. But if you have, what was it, the James Bond movie where they had like 20 different writers on there, and it kind of gets pulled in each different direction because everybody has their own version of what James Bond should be. No, just figure out what James Bond is, Batman, Superman, whatever your character is, whatever the IP is. Figure out what it is and make that good. Figure out what it was. If you want to update it for the new times or something like that, make moderate changes. Don't try to be revolutionary or something like that. So, kind of odd. Anyways, Bear was just trying to show as an example of how big that room is. Not only when it was just Warner Brothers, but now it's Warner Brothers Discovery. So it's they had to rent out the entire top floor just to be able to put the desk in there. That was a pretty big desk. Let's see. Boy, if Disney ever bought Warner Brothers, they would basically own everything. Yeah, well, that would be kind of one of the things that Bear's trying to go against. I'm not against Disney being a large company. Little bit against Disney owning, let's just say, Marvel. It just doesn't. I think Marvel on its own I think Disney should just spin off Marvel. Have I don't know, maybe a controlling stake, maybe not. Just spin that off and let them do their own thing without dealing with Disney. Same thing with Star Wars. They bought Star Wars and completely closed down the LucasArts video game division. So that was kind of silly. I mean, there was a lot of good people there at that video game. I'm trying to remember, what is it? LucasArts? Was it LucasArts? I forget. They're video game people there. Very good stuff. They closed all that stuff down because they didn't understand what LucasArts Studios was all about, and also kind of what Star Wars was all about. They just bought it for the IP, so they can make shirts and t-shirts and theme parks and all that other stuff. That's silly. A man, Peabody says, when my wife asks what Bear talked about today, I'll say Russian military and ballet. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Again, it's one of these things. Let me kind of once again, not Bear's monkey, not Bear's circus. He doesn't try to jump on the sort of bandwagon of hashtags and flags and we've stand with so and so blah blah blah. Yeah, it doesn't. Although Bear's got to say, there is a segment out there that seems to think that the sort of enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of deal. So there's a number of people out there that are sort of, I don't want to say they're rooting for Putin out there or anything like that, but definitely on the negative of the sort of Ukrainian side. And you can be against corruption in one area and despotism in the other area without having to choose sides. You can still say both are pretty bad. A lot of people seem to think that, and especially the weirdest thing is it's some of the people are trying to say, oh boy, this will collapse the entire system, so go Russia go. And it's like, why would you want to collapse? Why don't we fix the system? We don't need to completely collapse the system. That's the sort of anarchist, communist sort of outlook to it. So you got a lot of people that are generally pretty solid that are, ever since all this stuff went on, have kind of been a little peculiar there. So, yeah, again, Bear kind of stays out of it a little bit. But, yeah, anyways, trying to find something a little bit funny here for you people. LOL, thanks, Bear. Now I got Mickey doing drugs in my head. Well, I'm sorry about that. I do apologize about that. But you know what? It makes a great metaphor. Yes, it does. All right. Well, you know what? I think we've pretty much went through everything here, from ballerinas on tanks and joining Russian soldiers. Apple had their little Wuhan thing over there. Not sure what's going on with that. And of course, man, oh man, did we go through the book of Warner Brothers Discovery. And if you were around that table, man, oh man, you probably had the smallest seat there if you were the DC Comics head there. So yeah, I think it's a good example of how you kind of maybe want to start to, at the very least, the threatening of breaking up some of these companies. They might take a look at that and say, hey, we're being pushed from one direction. Now we're being pushed from the other direction. That's really costing us some money. So let's maybe not do the woke stuff so very much. So sometimes you don't actually have to go through with what you're doing. Just maybe kind of ring a lot of bells and hopefully they hear. So we'll see. But again, it's kind of figuring out how either individuals or small groups like Comicsgate, or even our good friends over there at the Fandom Menace, instead of just complaining all the time and just collecting super chats and that's it, what you can do with it. I think that's reasonable. Yes, indeed. All right, well, you know what, everybody? I think that pretty much wraps it up here for Beer. We try and do these every Wednesday and Saturday evenings. By the way, if you haven't checked out, let me do it here. Barely Live. There we go. Barely Live, that's the other channel that we've got some stuff on. All the older episodes of the live show are over there on the other channel. So hopefully you can check that out. And hey, make sure you subscribe as well. So we usually try and put these up within a couple days of when the video goes live here. So if you didn't get the chance to check this live, no worries. We've got it on the other channel for you. Yes, indeed. All right, P-Money says, take care, Bear. Have a great night. Yes, you better take care. Bear it's 65 degrees outside, so, or maybe closer to 70, but, yeah, we're fine. So, you take care. Hopefully you stay warm, and, hopefully all the best to P-Money and all of the P-Money family out there. Yes, indeed. All right, and everybody else, including our lurkers, our Russian bots, and even the people listening after the fact. We do appreciate you. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. But until next time, people, we're just going to head back into the woods. So until next time, grrrr.